Welcome to Sunday Reflection. Greetings from the Erie Coast. It's a balmy 31 degrees, I think. Snow is still on the ground. Normal. Now is a normal winter for us, I guess. Otherwise, a good day. I hope everyone had a great day on this Sunday. My reflection started early this morning. And a lot like my so far so good, rather lackluster. Joe, how you doing? And I think this is inspired by Joe. Yes. Where's the line between slavery and freedom? That took a lot of my day. And then I spent a lot of time on the phone with people. It was good. But I did find out that one of my old friends from my old stomping grounds just died. Okay. Hello, Alexandra. Mrs. Prepping Plumber. Epic night last night for Trial by Axe. Miss Sharon, hey, roll some smokes. All right. Amy, good evening, my favorite eerie friend. Rooster, Melanie, Guardsman. Yeah, it was. That was pretty badass. Blaine. Amy, Sharon. Hey, folks, drop your links, drop your links, drop your links. Shameless plugs for everyone. Chinook, hey, if you're blue, you know what to do. Drop your links. Oh, Alexandra. Nice guy, right? Nice guy, right, Alexandra? But that's good. That's good. You went on a date. That's awesome. I was excited when I heard. I was excited for you. I was like, hell yeah, get in there, girl. Do your thing. Yeah. So yeah, I found out an old friend of mine died. Like, oh man, Von Eric, blessings all. Thank you very much. Blessings to you as well. That kind of that kind of little kick in the jimmies. Private Plumber, present. Monique, what's up? What's up? Yeah, I mean, and kind of knew it. We lived. You know, we, his name was Pete Smith, which was a fake name that he kept all his life that everybody knew. But his name wasn't Pete Smith. But it was interesting. Interesting story. But yeah, he died. I just forgot how he died. But yeah, reflecting back on the fun we used to have, man. I mean, God, this guy he had a what's up, Arkwild man. He had a international T-tops, two-door, big motor. We used to do all kinds of things with cars. He taught us how to do donuts and all kinds of stuff. Canadian Air Force, Muddle, welcome. But yeah, that kind of preoccupied me a little bit with the with my Gardner Josh, hey, with my reflection upon where is the line between slavery and freedom. Rescue. And I remember this. I remember seeing the same rescue, the same quote that you said, and somewhere else. I think it was in Lucky's. I'd rather live in uncomfortable freedom than comfortable slavery. And there's going to be a part two to this. I've already made the part two. It's been loading for 2 hours now. So after this live stream, there will be a part two. It'll just be a video, but not a live stream. Anyway, yeah, uncomfortable freedom, dangerous freedom. But all freedom is Even which is more dangerous? Freedom or slavery? Hmm. Slavery is definitely more dangerous. And shout out to Ron, Dangerous Freedom. Kentucky Survival, everybody's here. Wow. Virginia Roots even. Wow. No pressure, right? No pressure. I'm kind of and yeah, you're right. We're all under some type of slavery, aren't we? Uh, Point of complacency to point of follow. Interesting. Interesting. I think there is no line. My contemplation has led me to that there is no line. It's a huge gray area. A It is literally a seesaw with the fulcrum. And there's either balance or there's extreme. Obviously, the extreme of either end is not good. If there's true freedom, then that means that everybody has true freedom. There is no consequences. There's always consequences for actions, but anarchy, that kind of thing, which I don't really think can exist. True anarchy cannot exist. That's where I have the issue, where a lot of these anarchists, peaceful anarchists, I don't believe that anarchy and that can ever exist, because there are laws of nature, laws of the universe. Only the strong and the cunning survive. True freedom. That means that there is no recourse for your actions. The only recourse you'll have is if say you kill someone, that their family comes and kills you. Ooh, spaghetti time. Love it. On the other end, slavery. Total slavery is much, much worse. At least on this side of freedom. This side slavery, me being the middle. This being the fulcrum. The balance tips. Right now I think we're a little left of center. A little left of center. But I think once it, just like a seesaw, once that momentum happens, things start to decline, and it goes full tilt bozo. Stella. Alexandra, be right back, huh? Well, I guess we're gonna have to pause the live stream for you. Brothers and sisters of anarchy. See, even in anarchy and true freedom, where there's picture, if you will, no government. Okay, great. So now you are in charge of your own destiny. You are in charge of your own food production. You are in charge of your... What's up, Broken Patriot? You're in charge of everything. You and your community. You and your family. That you're going to have that. Sure, you can run around and be a lone wolf. Absolutely. But with true freedom, somebody's going to try to take advantage of you. That's the thing of true freedom. There's always going to be those who try to leverage and have reach and advantage over others. With a community, that strength in numbers stops that, or helps to stop that, or so we think. Of course, it comes from the inside. The infiltration, if you will. Sound familiar? Now, on the other end of slavery, we think of slavery as you literally have no life. You have no control. You have no food. You have no. You live at at the mercy of those who allow you to live because you're either useful or whatever. You work in the salt mines. You make you in the potato plant. You're in the cricket plant making crickets for everyone. You may or may not have food. You might work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week until you die. Maybe you get a couple days off. I don't know. And at any point in time, your life could end. Total misery. All you do is work. Joe, yeah. Indeed, rescue. Indeed. And that's part of my contemplation too, right? So you get that extremes. The extremes of slavery and freedom. And then you have all these different subsets. We enslave ourselves. We are the cause of our own suffering. Hey, I smoke. I do. I smoke. I recently found a friend of mine that is dealing with a slave in the cricket farm. Yeah, right. You might be able to sneak a cricket or two just to keep yourself going. At least there's hope. I just found a friend of mine that's got cancer of the lungs from smoking and has urged me to stop smoking. I think it's a great idea. But looking at that, I'm thinking, wow, I am definitely a slave to this addiction. I have to have a cigarette. Slaves to our credit score, right? We're slaves to the grind. We have to work hard, work 2 to 3 jobs. Find ourselves in uncompromising positions and try to rectify the or try to tell ourselves that it's okay. It's for this reason. Really, Ohio? Maybe I'll look into it. Just saying, right? Bone breaking action. Everybody's here, Ohio. Yeah. But I can quit at any time. Oh, you know it, Broken Patriot. I definitely am a slave to caffeine. Michigan Outpost. Yes, tobacco is a harsh master indeed. I'm finding this out the hard way, which is usually how I do things. That's how I do things. I just do things the hard way. But you learn so much that way. Mostly you learn about yourself. Yeah, I was in that camp too, Joe. I still am. I used to have the saying, "What's up, book?" I used to have the saying that smoking saves a lot of lives because me without a cigarette is bad. That's a bad thing. Uh, I'm not going to lecture you about smoking and drinking coffee because I do both. Uh, yeah, but it led me to the realization that I am a slave to that. And if you broke it down, I work a lot of hours just to pay for my habit. Interesting. And a lot of things come to mind afterwards. After the fact. I remember when I was going through the whole smoking meat, going through the whole aftercare. For the drinking and all that stuff, in the Marine Corps. They give you this whole smoking thing, and they break it down to you. They break down for you that how much money you would save. If you say, okay, I smoke 1 pack every 2 days, so there you go, times that and whatever, and do the math, and that's how much money that you spend. I spend a year on cigarettes, and how much money I would have if I've just quit. So that's a bit of a motivation, right? I can motivate myself. I can say, wow, I can actually make more money by not doing something. Interesting concept. That's great. I like that idea. Yeah, Michigan. Yeah. That's amazing. But you know what? Whatever. I mean, that's part of the realization that I was like, okay, well maybe there's some motivation there for me to quit, to make more money. But we all hear about the person that used to smoke 2 packs a day. You know, doctors tell him to quit. Next day, he gets ran over by a bus. Yeah. Yeah, nobody likes a quitter, right? uh, Smoke and vape. I'm not here. I'm not here to. Yeah, I'm not here. There you. Thank you, Broken Patriot. I'm not here to lecture anyone because I do the same. You know, it is a struggle for me, and it's going to be a struggle for me. But it is a type of slavery, as Rescue has alliterated. What other types of slavery do we endure that we don't have to endure? And we have a choice in the matter. That's my point. Is we have a choice in the matter. I'm paraphrasing here, but you know the Constitution and the papers, they talk about how men, and Blaine, you can help me out, I'm pretty sure, how men are destined to suffer, to endure tyranny, to endure suffering, you know, just because that's who we are. We will endure that shit. But why? Why do we have to? And yes, we are facing slavery. What is coming? What is happening? We're watching it in real time. The implementation of total power and control upon us and turning us into slaves. So it's kind of from a research standpoint, get to watch it in real time. And not read it in a book somewhere. But we have a choice in the matter. 101. Learn too late they are slaves. You're already powerless to stop it. It's easier to not become a slave than it is to stop being a slave. In the aspect of being a total slave. Literally, you're working in the salt mines. Here we go. Thank you. Blaine, though men are destined to suffer and rather to, they ought to have recourse to their grievances. Thank you, Blaine. Blaine knows his shit. We have other types of slavery, I guess you could call it. You know, if you own a home, you're aware of all the regulations. If you own a business, you know, you're aware of all these certifications and things you have to do and have to pay, you know. Right on. Right on, Bone Breaker. True American Loretta. We were told this was going to happen. We were told this was going to happen, and we were given the tools to stop all this, but we didn't listen. You know. Wow, really? 101. That's badass. Yep. The credit scores. You own nothing and be happy. I owe, so off to work I go, right? But there's no line. these infringements, these restrictions, these regulations, they just keep coming and they get worse and worse and worse. And the more that people have that don't do anything, the more people that do nothing, the worse it gets. Those who try to buck the system, those who try to fight the system, obviously they're made an example. They're punished. Wow, rescue. That's profound, yeah. Yeah. And that tactic is being used upon our children. Sundays I don't like to get on YouTube and I like to kind of take a break. I'm usually walking around in contemplation and reflection. So I try to take a break from all that. I still find myself here and there, you know. But the reflections, Blaine, the reflections consume me. Where does it end? I just heard a great story from a friend of mine who owns a house and had inspectors come by to say, "Hey, your grass is too tall. Here's a ticket." And they were like, "It's my house. You're going to give me a ticket for not cutting my grass? I own this house. That's my grass. Actually, they're not grass. That's flowers. You're telling me I can't have flowers? Oh, you own a home. Yes. It's my home. My flowers. They stay. Oh, sorry. Cows. Yeah. Where does it end? Where does it begin? It's like the HOA is taking over the world. Right, 101. Yeah. Well, it didn't. There was no. This was in a city. You know. What's up, Blackwatch? So, but she stood up for herself and forcefully explained to him, "No, I'm not paying this ticket." She didn't pay the ticket. And they dropped it. So we understand that tyranny, tyranny leads to slavery. Slavery leads to death. And all it needs for that balance to tilt is compliance. Remember the dangerous freedom? Or uncomfortable freedom? Imagine that you live, say, in Mexico. You get to do what you want. It's your land. You work the land. You and your family, you and your friends, you build a community. Now, within that community, you have certain guidelines, right? It could be set by religion. It could be set just by common sense. You don't go steal your neighbor's stuff. You don't go rape, pillaging, and plunder. Even though there's the only consequences they are is that, well, somebody's going to come and kill you because you're fucking up. You're being that guy. But there's strength in numbers, and you have to get along. Remember the laws of nature. Only the strong survive. Only the strong and only the cunning. Yeah, Mexico, there's true freedom. If you do something there, it's consequences. Matter of fact, their government officials, if they don't like them, they dragged them on the back of a truck down the street over and over and over again. Might makes right. You got to have force. You got to have power. That's how it works. You got to have teeth. Teeth and claws and nails. Teeth and claws. You got to have strength. You got to have power. You got to have violence of action or just the threat of it. Yes and no, Kentucky Survival. Even the people have kicked out a lot of the cartels. They're saying, no, we don't want you here. Go away. So there's a lot of places the cartels can't go. Grit, right? Right, Lori. Grit. Remember that? Do we remember that? Grit, true grit? Right on, B Charming. Are we the most patient people? Or are we being complacent? We do have a very violent past. We kicked out one of the most powerful tyrannical world regimes in the history. The crown. Kicked them out of here. Now we had to burn some villages around the way. But those people were escaping. I don't want to talk too much about it because I talk about it in part 2. I wanted to touch on other things in this live. I think so, Kentucky Survival. But when we, the people of America, named after Americus Vespucci, who never set foot on this land, all he did was just draw it. But yeah, hey, whatever. You got the name, it sticks, right? When do we realize that we are facing slavery and wish to live in dangerous freedom? Uncomfortable freedom is, I like that one too, Rescue. Uncomfortable freedom. But actually, Black Watch. Sorry, that was my foot. Playing fussies with Black Watch under the table. Might is against us. I mean, you don't have to worry about the regulations and the citations and the tickets. No. They'll literally kill you. They will literally knock down your fucking door, shoot your dog, put a bag over your head, zip tie you, and in the back of a fucking van you go to be imprisoned and interrogated for the rest of your life. Moonlight Gypsy, welcome. If you were to, that's right, Chinook, he started it. I don't know, Black Watcher, he or she, I'm not sure. That's never been established. Doesn't matter. Force. We are threatened with force if we do not comply. But the dangerous freedom that we wish to have requires that we endure that we somehow find a way around that. And there's only one way. And you know that way. I don't want to say it. You've already said it. And it doesn't take a revolution. It doesn't take a lot of people running through the streets and shooting and killing and looting and murdering and burning and all that kind of stuff. Black Watch. Label fell off. It doesn't take that at all. It literally takes non-compliance. Ah, Mrs. Prepping Plumber. That's a great reason to be right back. No, I want pizza. Cat Lady Homestead. Meow. Welcome to Sunday Reflections. We're just seeing you identify as a trout. I love you guys. We're just seeing more infringements upon infringements upon infringements over and over and over. Chinooks or salmon. Oh, okay. Cat lady. He said hi ho. Mint Joe. Interesting. Where's our line in the sand, huh? Grumpy old bastard. Kevin, right? You know, we here in this culture that we have, and it is. We have a culture here of we have a gun culture. We have a warrior culture. You know, the majority of people, and let's just say majority of people in America live and work. And all they want to do is succeed and provide for their family and to give their kids futures and safety and security. And things are getting harder and harder and harder for them to do that. There's no gas, there's no food, energy, no gas stoves. Where no cars. You got to have an electric car that just spontaneously combust. You know. And yeah, Joe, we really don't need guns, but we have them, and that scares the fuck out of everybody in the world. And with that, we are a bit ungovernable. We are. But we can be enslaved. Rather easily, actually. And we'll do it willingly. Because we don't want no trouble. A lot of people don't want bloodshed. A lot of people don't want destruction. A lot of people just want to carry on with their lives and do what they've been doing. Enduring. Nose to the grind, working their fingers to the bone in hopes that one day their kids can have something. Fish sticks, hey. If they can pay off their loans and their house, finally retire and die happy in their own shit, drinking and smoking and playing golf, whatever you want to do. That seems to be what people want to do. But they enjoy their life along the way. They enjoy their freedoms. Cook a big steak, feed their family, drive nice cars. I feel you, Chinook. What's up, Meat Puppet? I see Meat Puppet is got a shipment of Tootsie Rolls. Right on. Yeah. Now, the kind of slavery that they have in store for us is unlike any other kind of slavery that's been instituted. The kind of slavery they have in store for us is we've only seen it in sci-fi movies. Seriously. They want us hooked up to VR machines, hanging out in the meta universe, working in the meta universe, in the Matrix, to be plugged in, to do nothing, to live in your little box, your little pod, your little hole in the wall. You'll be fed honk 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 honk. I used to love doing that as a kid. See a big truck go by, do this, they always honk. You're like, hell yeah. Ready Player One, right? Outstanding, Alexandra. Yuval Harari. He's been on this wall. That he says we're hackable. We can be hacked. You guys remember the movie The Hunger Games? They literally took over the minds of people and made them military slaves to do their bidding, to kill indiscriminately, without remorse. Yep. Wow, prepping plumber. Yeah. They're talking about growing children. Growing children. No mother, no father required. Just a sperm and an egg. Brave new world. Where, okay, we have enough alphas, now we need some betas. Oh, we need some zetas to work in the radiation mines. Just go ahead and push that button and we'll get 15 of them. They'll be ready in 9 months. Attack of the Clones, exactly. Right. All the clones are clones of Boba Fett. Wow. Black Wedge. Oh, this is just a symptom of sobriety. But we can end all that. We can stop it. But we thought we did. That's the thing. We became complacent. We became preoccupied. Oh, we did the things. Oh, our ancestors did the things. I don't have to do that. Why do I have to go to war? Why do I have to fight the government? Why do I have to stand up in the city council and tell them, no, you're not putting a road through my yard. No, I'm not going to cut my grass. Fuck you and your tickets. They have might. They have Calgon. Calgon, take me away. But we do too. But we only have the threat of it. That's all. We have the threat. Is it enough? I don't know. Things are going a lot differently overseas and other places that do not have what we have. We are just about ungovernable. Monique wants Botox. At any point in time, we can say that's enough. I don't want to play your stupid game. And it is working. There is a great awakening. Slavery and freedom. It's still tilted a little to the left. Every now and then it comes to the right. Left, right. And I'm not talking about left and right, conservatism, Democrat. Because guess what? We're all in the same boat. The woke don't realize it. They'll be slaves too. And I doubt they'll be happy about it. But there's a lot of gray area in slavery and freedom. Big gray area. And make no mistake about it, they are definitely trying to push us over the edge. And we are into complete slavery. But it's hard for them because if they push too hard, boom, we take it all the way to the right. Things get messy. They don't want things messy. But over here on the right, dangerous freedom can be pretty messy. Pretty messy indeed. Ah, yes. Virginia roots. That takes me back to Shaolin. Flowing tree bends in the wind. I remember that. Anyway, or tree bends in the wind. It was a form. Anyway, thank you. Now I'm reflecting on Shaolin. Flowing tree bends in the wind. Yeah, it's very important to be flexible. It is. It's also very important to be stoic. I think we became too flexible. We allowed too much to carry on. We allowed the yes, book club I have. Yeah, that's a great movie. We've allowed the subjugation, the subversion to happen. The infiltration has happened a long time ago and has been growing and festering like a cancer. And now it's starting to rear its ugly head. Yeah, it does, doesn't it, Virginia? Yeah, it's designed that way. We've allowed our morals, our standards. We used to have moral standards. That's the thing you knew what was right. And you knew there were consequences to your actions. Risk and reward. And you know what? You could still do it. You could still go forth and do your have a rebellious nature, and people be like, that's fine. You'll grow out of it, whatever. Or that might be needed. Definitely. Rebellious natures has, it shows a lot of promise, especially in wartime. Yeah. Likened back to the Mohawk guys. But now things are changing. And things are going to get worse. Of course they are. And then I truly believe that there's going to be a major awakening, a major pushback. We already see it. Because nobody wants to be a slave. But they don't realize that they're slave. They realize a little too late that, oh shit, we're completely surrounded. There's only one recourse after that. It's only one recourse. There's only one action after that. That might be needed. I think you're right, Meat Puppet. Yeah, preoccupied, asleep. Yeah. Yeah, I think so, Rescue, but what if we are the tsunami? What if we are the tsunami? Not them. They don't have tsunami powers. No. They just have slow burn. That's all they got. Slowly eroding our minds, our hearts, our will, until we have to go full on tsunami on them. Full fucking tsunami. I like that too. Background noise. And we allow that background noise to get louder and louder and louder and louder. And yes, it will. You're right, Kentucky Survival. Yeah. And people have a tendency to get on that bus, right? Okay, fine, here we go. It's Viva Revolucion time, right? See what's going on in Peru, man? They're literally shooting people from their helicopters. Well, I'm Blaine, I'm brought back to that Starship Troopers. You know, if you disable their hand, they can't push the button. So yeah, the capabilities of our what we're facing, yeah, sure, the capabilities are absolutely astronomical. They can evaporate cities. They can send drone strikes onto everyone. Literally everyone. I don't know. But are they willing to? Who's willing to make that decision? Is that why the whole AI thing is? I understand. But you have to understand too that a lot of this shit is lies. A lot of this shit is just telling you things so that you feel hopeless. That's why a slave is a slave. That's why a slave became a slave. He was brought to that point of hopelessness. There's no other action but to do as you're told. And that's through fear, through conditioning. Dangerous freedom, on the other hand. FSP. Yo. Dangerous freedom, on the other hand, basically gives you the middle finger and a gun in your face. And everybody else. Now, yeah, they're... Nukes aren't lies. Well, nukes can change hands easily. See what happened to USSR? Violence, especially extreme violence, nuclear war, lasers, lording. I mean, all those things. You know, they're violence. Sure, the strongest survive. So does the cunning, the cleverness, and the will. It's also the hearts and minds. How many of our military, you think, will literally attack us? Their own people, their own family, their own friends. Are they willing to do that? Loretta, I like carrots too. That's why they're trying to change the hearts and minds of the people. They're trying to enslave them into this wokeness, into this way of thinking. I think there's a lot that won't. And actually, that will start it off. See, we have many lines in the sand. We have many tipping points. They don't. They're trying to push us into slavery without tipping the scales. Not much of a fuss. Until, of course, you are now hopeless and in chains. digging at the ground for some lithium. There's many forms of tyranny and slavery. So much. We've seen it throughout the world. And a lot of that is dangerous freedom. Think about that. We think that dangerous freedom we think that dangerous freedom or is a virtuous thing, but it's not. Everybody has the freedom to do what they want. And that means to you as well. If there's a weakness, somebody's going to exploit it. So you have to be on guard against that. Your community has to be on guard against that. Right. It is. Now, if you live in a community or town or village or a city or a state or a nation that has these same core values, this moral, what can one single person do? A lot. I'm doing it right now. How profound, Virginia. That kind of sounds like slavery. Nothing left to lose yet. That slave, maybe that's the point, that they rise up into a tsunami. Because now they have nothing else left to lose. Meat Puppet, there'll be a lot of people in the military that won't allow that 10% to do it. So I think that 10% can be knocked down a lot more. Hey, if I'm the example, I'm the example. I'm just here to create thought-provoking conversations. Yeah. I have hopes, I have dreams that what I say can motivate people into gotta watch what you say around here, huh? Gotta watch what you say around here. To motivate people to resist, to defy, to stand guard against these incursions into our way of life, which has worked out pretty good so far. To not be slaves. That's my hope. And I know that a majority of people in this country and in this world just want to be left alone, do their thing. Yeah, there's community, there's social, social interactions and stuff like that. Hanging out with folks and enjoying their company, but everybody has to strive, for their family, for their friends, for themselves. Oh, hell yeah, Majik. Right on. My arms are sore. I've been, this thing. Oh, the cold steel stick. Oh, it's kind of heavy. And I've been swinging it around. Yeah, quite a workout. I did some push-ups. Kicked the bag a little bit. But anyway, I always, I got a fidget thing, I need to stop fidgeting. Yeah, Majik, I mean, that's totally up to you, Peaceful man is their worst terror. Wow, Rooster. Yeah. Peaceful man wants to stay peaceful. He wants everything to be peaceful. But violence is necessary. Dangerous freedom is necessary. You know, when we first started this band, oh yeah, Miss Sharon, it happens. Not going to get out of this life alive. Black Watch. Yeah, right. To secure peace is to prepare for war. And you've got to be the biggest, baddest motherfucker out there. You and your group, you and your community, you and yourself. So as not to worry about anyone trying to attack you because they know better. But if they can go after your conviction. If they can change your thought process. Full send, Miss Sharon. Full send. Savage or cunning. You know, that's another one on itself there. How far do you take it to instill, to keep your way of life? How far of a savage do you get to be? How far do you go? I don't know, Kentucky, everybody can change. But Billy, I prepared to send it a little too hard, man. That's right. If you're not cheating, you're not trying. Are you willing to be that savage and lose a lot for the cause of being a savage? This old dog's too old to learn new tricks. There's always been that class system too, the warrior class, right? And yes, I'm going to talk about the Norse. The berserker class. The berserkers were total brutal savages. They attack their own men. They get in such a frenzy, they just destroy everything in their path. During peacetime, you know, it was a little different. You know, they had nothing to do. They loved to go out and do their berserker thing. But during peacetime, they can't. There's a whole society. There's a whole order. Everybody's enjoying the peace, enjoying the fruits of their labor, not the berserker. And every now and then, the berserker has to get a little crazy and, you know, get high on some shrooms and rip somebody's spine out of their back. Oops. Is that acceptable? What do you do with the berserker? You just sedate him and send him back to bed? You know, lock him up. Wow, meat puppet, right on. But you have that in your arsenal, that berserker, that savage. Rah. And I think that's very important to have. I have it, of course. I don't know how good that's going to be when I'm old and broken and an old man that can barely walk or can barely breathe. Will my brutality and savageness still matter? You know, or is it going to be like getting smacked with a wet noodle? It's really a wet washcloth. I don't know. I don't know. Will I even be able to see to fight? I don't know. It is important, I think. Yeah, Joe. Right, survival. Yeah, it's and you have to live in a society that's peaceful. And doesn't like all that craziness. Ah, you're too savage. Calm the fuck down. Have a beer. Have a cigarette. Relax. Listen to some easy music. Listen to some classical music or some shit. Here, have an edible. Chill the fuck out. I want the legs. Yeah. I know Blackwatch, and yes, I still stand by that. Old age and treachery will always overcome youth and vigor. Yeah, right? But I like the thin ice. It's the risk. Mm. But can you imagine 330 plus million people in rage mode? Everybody's got at least 50 fucking firearms. Miss Sharon, badass, thank you. More axes to grind than oh man, than a blacksmith, right? I don't know. More axes to grind than Paul Bunyan. Uh, yes, that is true, Rescue. And I think that old age has definitely tempered me. Definitely. What could go wrong? And you see some, you see that Loretta. Ain't that the truth? Yosemite Sam costume. Oh shit. So there you go, folks. Part two. Please feel free to watch it. It's just the video. Uh, but there isn't a fine line between slavery and freedom. Lily. Life in prison no longer scares me. Half of it is over already. Wow. The line is where we draw it. That's true. That's true. Loretta, non-scorned. Beware the fury of a patient man. Yeah. Because you'll never see it coming. That's right. Hang in there, Loretta. You'll get it. Okay. Thermonuclear warhead. The aliens are going to stop that. The aliens will stop the nuclear holocaust, the nuclear apocalypse. Right on, Miss Sharon. Yeah. I learned canning. I didn't know I could can. I was like, what the fuck? Why am I canning? Watch out for the old folks and their canes. Yeah, right. I'm still swinging this fucking thing. Yeah, it's a beast too. Oh yeah, and hey, you want to get into conspiracy theory here? No, it's not really conspiracy theory. It's some weird shit. Is that's what these guys believe? This Weef, this Klaus, Yuval Harari, is that they believe that once we are suppressed, once because in their slavery utopia, there will be no more wars, there will be no more crime, because we'll all be slaves, obviously. The only crime will be wrong speak. The only crime will be not working hard enough. FSP saying hi to them, saying hi to the Fed ups, to the Fedies, the Federales. We are many, they are few. We do what we want, they do what they can. But when the scales tip, we the many would do what they want and try to do what we can. Well, we'll find out when we meet him, meet Puppet. And so the idea that they have this Unky cult, sure thing, Blackwatch, is that once we are suppressed, then they no longer shall fear our reprisal. They will no longer fear our rising up against them. Because that was the fear that the Anunnaki had of humans. The gods feared that the humans would overcome them. And that's where the story of Gilgamesh comes from. Gilgamesh was a human who fought the gods and won. He did it with the help of gods, and there's also rumor that he was half god. But anyway, enough of that. Indeed, they have plenty to fear. They have definitely looked at their strengths and weaknesses, and they know their weaknesses more than their strengths. They know our weaknesses, and they know our strengths. We don't. As a collective. We could stop all this in one day. We could regain this country like that. But it's a hard choice. It's a hard decision. It really, really is. Make no mean something. That's right. They do it. You can't do that. Yes, I can. I said you can't. Elections did not work. I don't know. You tell me, Blackwatch. So now what? We were given the answers a long time ago. Lily, thank you very much. Right on, thank you. Yep. I'll be 49 on the 17th. Which I know this date so well because I got to get my e-check before then, or they revoke my fucking license and registration here in this state. Damn, really? But hey, I accomplished my task and got my car fixed. That's why you've seen that every day. Never forget when I was hanging out in the snow in Cleveland at a mechanic shop getting everything done. That's FSP. That's the thing, is they don't want us to do that. They don't want us to make that stand. Draw that line in the sand. So that's why everything is coming at us sideways. Everything is being from the inside out. It's very hard to fight that. Guardsman. Sam done kicked the hornet's nest. Wow. It's the hard choice that we have to make. The hard decision. We just don't want to do that as a collective. Thank you, Rooster. We want to carry on and continue what we've been doing and hope that everything will be okay. Or trust that everything will be. Oh, they can't turn off our power. Yes, they can. Oh, they're not going to stop the food supply. Yes, they are. Oh, they can't take our gas. Yes, they are. Oh, I can't be a slave. It's up to you. Where does it end? Where's the line? Well, FSP, they didn't flank us. They infiltrated us. We allowed it to happen. And my hope is, Joe, that, which we do know, that one person that stands defiantly can change everything. Really can. Of course, he'll die trying. He'll die or be imprisoned and tortured, broken. But it inspires so much. Who doesn't remember the guy at Tiananmen Square standing in front of the tanks with his bags? That's all he had was 2 bags. I don't know what was in the bag. You know that guy was never seen again? So many died for this freedom we give away like water. Sad. Yeah. Right on, Cat Lady. That is your choice. Blackwatch, yeah. And yeah, are we willing to do that? Are we willing to throw away the lives, millions upon millions of lives that have fought for this freedom? Not just here, but all over the world. It always goes down like that. The only thing tyranny needs for success is our compliance. Can't stop the signal. Freedom. Yeah. But are you willing to not pay your taxes? Are you willing to drive with no license? Are you willing to stop those that are in power and that have force and will use force against you? Are you willing to stop them from doing so? Are you willing to live your life freely, unbeholden to anyone? Are you willing to let your grass grow? Damn the tickets. It's a hard choice. It really is. There are repercussions. Ugh. Yeah. All right. I am definitely tired. I'm tired after today. Right on, guardsman. Yeah. Remember your ancestors. Yes, in my garden, in my cattle, it's okay to die. Leads back to love, doesn't it? What is your reason for dying? What is your reason for martyrdom? They think they can win. I mean, they really do. They think they can win. And it's worked in the past. It did. It did work. Yeah, you see what Mao Zedong did. You see what Stalin did. You see what Lenin did. All these guys. See what the Crown did to many other countries, by the way, not just their own. Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition. Praise the Lord and we'll all be free. I love that old song. But how many people are willing to do that? And thank you, Rescue. Your day is up to you. That's right. That is correct, man. I have a similar message in my head I hear all the time. You know, I am the asshole in charge of my own destiny. Yeah, yeah. Right on. Exactly, Kentucky survival. Yeah. Yeah. It's very important. It is. If that's going to be the role, and there's other roles, it could be the cutting one. So yes. Yeah, please check out part 2. It carries on. This conversation carries on. I had more of an insight this morning. A lot more to say than I do here. And so I don't want to say what was on part 2 here in the live stream. Because there's a timeline. Fine line, right? Fine line. Where's the middle? To Valhalla we go. Where are we on the spectrum, on the line? Slavery, freedom. How many lines have to be crossed? All right, got snacks. United. I used to. I was obsessed with watching all the Summer of Love live streams, and I remember that. You know, I have snacks. Ooh, snacks! It's like, hey, hey, I need snacks. Yeah. The snack truck. Yeah, yeah. What we move into party. You did we are the weapon, the gun, and the tool, and Biden is the tool. This is the biggest weapon right here. This one right here. It's more powerful than those nuclear bombs. It's more powerful than loitering munitions and drones, artillery strikes. This and this. Yep, snacks. I feel a snack attack coming on. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm getting tired. Yeah. I was gonna bake a leg, Melanie. I was gonna hang out at your live stream. You guys can do it. Go check out Bake a Leg and let's get it, or let's do it. I'm probably gonna crash. Another day begins. My slavery begins at work. Slave to the grind. But hey, I actually enjoy it. Maybe that's just me telling myself to enjoy it. Ah, that's a good one, Black Watch. I'm not sure. I don't know. Chicken. I talked to my mom today for hours, man. Oh, there you go. Go to Guardsmen's Freedom Forum. Stay well, Viking warriors. Yeah. Oh. Time for raiding is near. Till Vaho, axes up. Well, anyway, it's not an axe, but. All right, folks. I'm going to leave it here. Let's see if part 2 has dropped yet. It has not. Okay. Probably going to drop in maybe 4 or 5 hours. So you'll get to see it later. I was hoping it would drop after the live stream. It would kind of be like a continuation, part 2. But anyway, timing is everything. And, well, I just don't have the timing. Even though I uploaded it earlier today. Wow. Later on, a good death and a good life I wish on us. Right on, Joe. Yep, take care of yourself. Yes, indeed, Blackwatch. You are free to go. I know you're double parked and shit. You know. Take care, Brother Rooster. Yep. Everyone, take care of yourself. Good night. And we will see you tomorrow. Fish sticks. Be safe or journey well. And so what I mean by that is be safe. If you're going to be safe, be safe. If you're going to journey well, you better be armed. You better be armed. You better move with intent. So, anyway. Thank you all very much for hanging out with me. Sunday Reflections. Hang out for stand by for part 2. I don't know when YouTube will release it. Even if they do, I don't know. Maybe it's too spicy for them. I don't know. Same thing, slavery and freedom. But it was an interesting point. Something about a doctor. Yeah. So, thank you all. For Matt Shad, Sunday Reflections. Good night.